is John. He can draw. Alright, still zero progress when it comes to drawing, but he definitely can animate. Today, we continue our series dedicated to the letter C.
We're into our Commodore 64.
Oh, I love my Commodore, but I'm talking about C for combos, baby. Alright, it's time to let John show us how it's done. Let's do it. Select your character. Jago selected. Select your mode. 3ds Max. Join Watch Me Animate on Patreon or visit Gumroad.com to get your Jago rig plus the 5-hour full process video for this episode. Let's begin.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Here we go with the breakdown for this Ryu Solar Plexus Strike. Now, unless there's another way to animate that I haven't heard of, I'll stick with posing as the very first thing I tackle in this animation. This one is 4 poses with 1 duplicate. Number 1, idle stance. 2, forward step. 3, the punch. 4, idle stance. 6 with in-betweens. Number 1, idle stance. Anticipation 2. 3, forward step. 4, the punch. 5, transition back. And 6, idle stance. Quick pass on the timing as I move all my keys around. Now it's all about rhythm and hitting that beat that feels just right. Now think of this animation like a dance, and I'm looking to strike that pose on the right beat. Now in this case it's the punch. Now in order to make this animation more realistic and respect the laws of physics, I'll add follow through on the COM. Now I'll do so by overshooting the F-curves. The COM is the driving force of this animation, which is why I focus on getting the COM right before moving on to anything else. Continuing with the COM, I'm carefully tweaking the F-curves until the movement feels on beat. You'll notice the changes I'm making are very subtle. I'll do a quick pass on the legs, cleaning up the knee pops and readjusting the timing to better match the new timing of my COM. Now I'm bumping up the quality of my COM, therefore I want to also bump up the quality of my legs to match the COM. Now that I have a base timing on my animation, I want to push my key poses even more. Now in this full body pass, I want to bring his punch to a lower center of gravity, which not only looks cooler, but it feels much better as well. So I'll make adjustments on the Z axis for the height, retime my animation, and finally make adjustments on the feet to match the new timing of my COM and this new stealthier pose for his punch. Time to add some follow through to both the spine and head. I'll grab the spine and overshoot the F-curves on the X rotation. This will create a nice little vibration or aftershock effect, if you will, from the impact of the punch. I'll do the same for the head and also add in some overlapping action since it will move at a different rate than the spine. Pro tip, each body part carries a different mass. Animate in function of that. Starting with the shoulders, I'll add some follow through and drag in function of how the body is lunging forward for the punch. I'll also exaggerate both shoulder rotations for a better visual performance. Moving on to the right arm, I also want to accentuate that punch, so I'll add vibration to the wrist and forearm via the X rotation axis. I'll add some follow through, some overlap and drag, and then I'll repeat this exact process for the left arm as well. Into polish pass we go. As I finalize this animation, a target has been added for visual eye candy, a cement block if you will. I'll add in an additional camera which will track the action to create a cool looping effect. I'll polish up the fingers and make some adjustments to the hips, then begin animation on the right side of his belt. I'll do a first pass animating only the first controller. Now that I have a first pass on the first controller of the left side of the belt keyed in, I'll use the existing keyframes as my blueprint to key in the rest of the belt. Again, I'm only animating the first controller, this way I can lock in the general motion, making it much easier to animate the other belt controllers afterwards. Time to finish off the belt, continuing with the straight ahead animation method. I'm using the first controllers as my guides, making the animation process a lot simpler. I'll finish off both sides and then jump up to his bandana to begin animation using the same logic and process as I did for the belt. finishing off both sides of his bandana, I'm using his body language to dictate the direction of the animation. A final pass will not be needed since I was happy with the overall look and feel of this animation. This is the final Ryu Solar Plexus Strike. Now it is time for a Watch Me Animate recap. We started off with these 6 poses, which included the in-betweens. This is the evolution of this animation from beginning to end. I'm always using the layered method, starting from the calm and working my way out, always working in small incremental changes, and I like to keep my scene clean as I work through it, not waiting till the very end to clean it up. Here's a side-by-side comparison with the Street Fighter V version, and there you have it. This is how I animate a Ryu Solar Plexus Strike from one of my favorite fighting games of all time, Street Fighter V.
Continue. 10, 9, 8. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and drop a comment below to let us know what you think. Watch Me Animate honors the following patrons for their support. Game over.